You're listening to the SS Experience on S&G.
Recording in progress.
What up, though? You listen to the SS Experience streaming on the SMG Podcast Network app. Download the SMG Podcast Network app on all your Apple devices. Android, I'm getting to you. Listen to the SS Experience wherever you get podcasts like Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, and the usual suspects, the iHeartRadio app, and Spotify. Rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, resubscribe, download, unsubscribe. Keep that process going over and over and over again so the algorithm can continue to be popping out here in these digital streets. Yeah, so just finished watching the game, and I got to start off to say, fuck you, Dallas. Y'all see what it fucking is. Now, it was Cooper Rush. So it's kind of like, yeah, the last time we played Cooper Rush, we sent his ass back on the bench. That was like last year, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. But it's nothing really too much to brag about. But at the same time, we're good. We're good. Just saying, though, guys. 7-2. We coming. We coming for you guys. Straight up and down. So this ain't a sports show. We're not going to get into that because I easily can get into that all the time. You stinky ass Cowboy fans. You trash ass motherfuckers. You and your team trash. Even Dak said y'all fucking suck. So how the fuck y'all expect anybody else to defend you motherfuckers? Fuck y'all. But anyway, this ain't a sports show. We're not here to, even though I am dressed in my Eagles black, I call these the funeral, you know what I'm saying, uniform. We chilling, we good. I just want to say fuck you, Dallas. Y'all, you and your fans suck ass. Straight up and down. Let's get into some show though. So I wanted to wait a couple of days to let what's the word I'm looking for? Like, let feelings kind of settle down a little bit because we, as black people, we lost the election. Trump's back in office. A lot of people's happy about that, though. I'm not gonna say that I'm happy or not. I'm really not happy about it. It's kind of like you knew it was gonna happen. So what I want to do with today's episode is I want to do today's episode. Now, it started off as a top 3 reasons why Kamala Harris lost to Donald Trump. But then as I'm going through it and, I'm watching CNN, because in my big old age, my uncle, put me on to watching, politics and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? When I used to always go to the crib, him and my aunt or whatever. And, my uncle Miguel, always watching, MSNBC and all of that stuff. And as I get older, I'm like, oh, this is why we have to watch this stuff. So it started off as a top 3. Then I decided to do a top 3 plus 2 honorable mentions. But it's still 5. So I'm like, well, why don't I just make it a top 5? But I'm going to give you 5. It's really 3. It's 2 honorable mentions. But I'm going to give you guys my top 5 reasons why Kamala Harris lost the election. As you notice, our lower... What was my hands? I'm sorry. I hate doing this. Lower third panel right there. Know what I'm saying? We got the little artwork that we got going on there. We got a sponsor too. Down there. Yep. Big Drip. You know what I'm saying? So I had an opportunity to meet the creator and the promoter, the curator, basically everybody that's down with the Big Drip team. You know what I'm saying? Carly Red, you know what I'm saying? Her drink, super duper fire. I always tell people, like, if you was outside during the lean days, imagine drinking lean without the negative health side effects like killing your liver, making you intoxicated to the point. It's a nice, chill drink, a nice, chill vibe. Now, I got the website down there as well, you know what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and order a case. Now, if you're in the Atlanta area, you can pull up to a couple of distributors and, basically liquor stores out here in the ATL. I got those websites as well. You know what I'm saying? So you can pull up the website. But, oh, I know where this liquor store is. Let me go ahead and pull up. Go ahead, get yourself a case of Big Drip. I'm telling you, because it's a real chill drink. Like, one can get you right. You know what I'm saying? If you already smoking and you know what I'm saying, you just pop a can, you could be wavy. Y'all probably thinking like, bro, you probably a lightweight. They don't call me Henny Hardaway for a reason. Let's just put it out there. They don't call me Henny Hardaway for a reason. So if I'm telling you that a drink can get you that one way, it's going to get you that one way. I'm talking about that big drip. You know what I'm saying? So the website's down at the bottom. Go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, order you a couple of cases. Tell Carly Red that Shaheed, a.k.a. Henny Hardaway, put you on game. And you love the drink because it's a very, very good drink. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into some show. Top 5 or top 3 with 2 honorable mentions of why Kamala Harris lost the election. Now, I got this one from CNN, and it kind of made sense because we want to crack jokes with this, but we want to be serious with this one. So, number 5 or number 2 in my, number 2 honorable mention of why Kamala Harris lost the presidential election. There was no primary. Now, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, had brung it up like, if Biden would have bowed out earlier in the game, there could have been a primary. Now, this is where I think Nancy Pelosi is kind of doing a personal dig to Kamala Harris. And I've said this before when Biden was like, I'm running with her. She's going to be it. Do y'all remember in 2019, 2020, when, the primary was going on then? You had Biden, Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, that Tulsi Gabbard that's now like the director of intelligence for Trump. Yeah, she was on the Democratic ticket. You know what I'm saying? But we'll as I always like to say, let's rewind it. Let's set the table before we eat. So you had Biden, you had Tulsi Gabbard, you had Yang Gang. I keep forgetting his name, but y'all know Yang Gang. You know what I'm saying? He's from out of New York or whatever. Couple of other people too. I think one of the governor or senators like Amy Klobuchar. So it's about like 8 motherfuckers that was on this stage back in 2019, 2020 in that primary before Biden, won that joint. Kamala Harris bowed out after the Iowa caucus. She didn't get no play. She didn't get no run. And I mentioned this before in a podcast, like, where was all of y'all support for Kamala Harris then? Why are y'all coming out the woodworks now? Because it was clear as day y'all motherfuckers were not outside for Kamala Harris then. So why are y'all motherfuckers outside for her now? And I think that's the dig that Nancy Pelosi was stabbing at her with, because she's basically saying, if we had a primary, the American people could have voted for a Democrat that they would have wanted to go against Trump. Maybe so, maybe not. That's why it's an honorable mention. I don't have too much smoke about that. I kind of can see that a little bit, but let's just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's an honorable mention, number 2, or it could be number 5 because I'm giving you 5 of them. At number 4, or the first honorable mention, which I probably just said it backwards, but fuck it, let's keep this thing moving. And I'm not going to say they're my co-workers. I don't know if they're my adversaries or my contemporaries, but, I guess we're all in the same family. Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy. You motherfuckers. Now, in full, honesty, they really chopped that shit up, man. A lot of those commercials, they chopped that shit up and made that shit sound any other switch way. That's why if you notice us, we don't like to edit. If we tell you some shit, you're not about to see no jump cut and all of this. No, it's going to be straight fluid, straight through, no editing. We don't do that shit. No editing. If it's said in the order that it's said. The reason I bring that up is because I don't know if we can play this real quick, but if the post-production can do what it do with the videos real quick, run that ad real quick.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that.
Kamala supports transgender sex changes in jail with our money.
Kamala even supports letting biological men compete against our girls in their sports. Kamala is for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
If that worked, I'm glad it did. If not, I'll just explain it to you or re-explain it to you. So Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy of The Breakfast Club, you can hear it, 6 to 10 on all iHeartRadio stations, across the country, or on the iHeartRadio app. The same app that you can also hear the SS Experience. So go ahead, check that out too while you out there. So they was talking about the topic of transgenders, getting care in the prison. Now, if you know the story and actually saw the interview, The way Trump's and his peoples cut that thing up was, oh, our tax-paying dollars is going to allow transgender inmates to get surgery in prison. I know a lot of you probably haven't been to prison or haven't been to jail. They barely want to give you the basic necessities in jail or prison, let alone a transgender to be able to do whatever it is that they want to do. Fuck no. I remember, was it Jadakiss had a line back in the day? It's like niggas go to jail just to get their teeth fixed. That's still a strenuous thing, but look, the way, and the reason why I blame them for it is, why talk about it? Why put that idiotic shit out there? You know what I'm saying? Because they said what they said, but the context in which they said it kind of fucked the whole game up. I don't want my tax dollars going to transgender inmate, whatever, surgeries or whatnot. As a consensus, we all agree with that. But Kamala Harris didn't say she was down for this shit. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of little things like that, you know what I'm saying, they chopped up. It wasn't just the Charlamagne the God or DJ Envy segment that they talked about on the Breakfast Club. I believe I was talking with my aunt about this yesterday too. I believe that Kamala Harris was doing an interview with a transgender woman, and that's where they was also having the conversation that everybody gravitated to. And again, I watched that as well. Well, even it doesn't matter now because, you know what I'm saying, Trump already won. But what she was saying is that transgender inmates can have access to health care while being locked up, just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because kind of like, hey, transgender people, I'm down for you. If you are fucked up and you go to jail, you'll still have equal health rights like everybody else. Nobody would really disagree with that. But if you're saying that, oh, you can have a transgender surgery in prison, and it's on our tax dollars, again, we all can agree with that. That's not what Kamala Harris said. So number 4 or the first or second honorable mention, Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, y'all should not even have talked about that shit at fucking all, knowing damn well y'all the world's most dangerous morning show. Y'all the Breakfast Club. You don't think that Trump and his peoples was going to chop that shit up and feed it to the black people because y'all supposed to represent the culture? Dumbasses. All right, so now let's get into the real top 3 reasons why Kamala Harris didn't win the election. Let's go to number 3. Kamala Harris really just isn't relatable, like at all. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I said this on plenty of podcast episodes too, she comes off as, I'm better than you. Now, I don't know if it's because she's an AKA, because I've seen a lot of AKAs on the yard that walk around like they shit don't stink or whatever, or that light skin mentality of, you know what I'm saying, you know how colorism is, you know what I'm saying? The light skinned ones get better than the dark skinned ones and all this other crazy shit. Kamala Harris just really isn't relatable to anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to a lot of black people, outside of her being brown skin, sometimes I don't like to say black, but outside of her skin being brown, how does she relate to us? Now, I know she tried to push that, black male agenda of, businesses and, all of this other stuff, which was cool. I definitely appreciated that. Again, I was going to vote for her anyway because she was brown. She wasn't Trump for the most part, but she's just not a relatable person to people. And I said this before. She's not Michelle Obama. You know what I'm saying? Her husband's not black, which is nothing wrong with that. But if I'm listening to you about policy, policing and all this other stuff, you don't fear your husband not being able to come home. You don't have that fear. Her stepchildren. She doesn't have to worry about her stepchildren being harassed by the police or not getting equal opportunity to do work or anything like that. She don't have to worry about that. She gets to go home to her white husband, her white kids, in her white world, and not have to deal with none of the nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? You think she got to worry about credit? You think she got to worry about loans and all this, starting a business? You think she have to worry about all of that shit? Nah. Now, and she'll say she come from a middle-class mother, middle-class family. She worked at McDonald's. Do you know how long ago that was? I probably wasn't born, and I have a big-ass old age. So to talk about her middle class growing up and working at McDonald's, that shit was so fucking long ago. That does not hold weight today in 2024. In the Lord's 2024. Doesn't hold up. So, sorry. So she's just not a relatable individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Barack Obama, let's say this, right? Let's say Barack Obama had a white wife and he had white kids. You know what I'm saying? Would Barack Obama be as relatable? Nah. Because Barack Obama, you know, brown man, you know, obviously he's mixed as well with other whatever. He bring around his certified black wife. And we all be like, yeah, we fuck with that. We fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with the Obamas. We fuck with the fam. So Obama's relatable to us. You know what I'm saying? Because he got black kids, black wife, and he been through some nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was a senator and all of that, he's been through some nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? So Kamala Harris just didn't, you know, relate to the world or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because she, at times, I felt she seemed fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to her speeches that she done at rallies, debate stages, it's the same formula. Like, you can play them, not necessarily back to back, but you can at least listen to it and be like, oh, she said that before. Oh, she said that before. Oh, she said that before. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's her little punchline. When we vote, we win. We lost. Damn. So little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just unrelatable. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Let's go into number 2 of the top 3 or top 5, top 3 with 2 honorable mentions, however you want to call it. Reasons why Kamala Harris lost the election. What the fuck you doing bringing out Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B? What the fuck was that? Like, get the fuck real. Like, the Megan Thee Stallion situation was down in Atlanta. And I already told you guys how I feel about Megan Thee Stallion. A lot of people's been getting on my TikTok who don't even watch the... It's different when you watch a clip and have an opinion, but we all know that we have to give you shit in clips so that way you can go to the real platform and watch the full episode of what's going on. So if you're not even going to watch the whole episode of what's going on, don't comment on my shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I appreciate the views, the likes, the engagement, but I can't have an intelligent conversation with you if you're only going to focus on the clip that, you know, it's not the whole thing. The reason I bring that up is because Megan Thee Stallion was down here in Atlanta and she performed and she twerked. Like, okay, this is going to make the American people vote for you. Now, this is the thing. Kamala Harris was trying to get the black vote. Her blackness was so not blackness, she had to go the extra mile to get the black vote. She just couldn't pull up like Obama and just... You see me? I'm outside. Oh, yeah, sister, what's up? She had to get Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B to pull up. Now, Cardi B didn't perform. Let's break down Megan Thee Stallion real quick. So Megan Thee Stallion's out there performing. She's twerking. She got her dancers with her and all of that stuff. Again, it's Atlanta, which is cool. The problem is Atlanta is a red state. Now, Biden, where's my soda? Hold on. Forgot I had my soda in the cup. I ain't even putting no juice in. It's cold as a bitch in the studio. If you can't tell, I got a hoodie on. It's 70 degrees in here on cool. And it's November. If you don't motherfuckers cut the heat on in this bitch, but it's all good though. So Megan Thee Stallion's out twerking or whatever. And my thing is like, the Georgia's a red state. Obviously, Biden won it, you know, last situation or whatever. But you can't parade around that black of culture and disregard, hey, the white people need to get on board too. A lot of these white people don't know Megan Thee Stallion like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't know her like that. To be like, oh yeah, Megan Thee Stallion. Nah, that shit was like a total fail. And what I heard was Megan Thee Stallion got paid some bread to do that shit. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. I said let's set the table. You know what I'm saying? We got the utensils, we got the plates and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're just waiting for a Big Mama to, know what I'm saying, get the sides ready. But we coming. Let's just slow it down a little bit. So then, now another thing is that Megan Thee Stallion isn't even popular in our own culture because, again, a lot of people feel like she lied and got Tory Lanez locked the fuck up. There's like an organization that's like overseas, like in London or some shit like that, the UK. They follow my page. They seen my video, the video that we did last time about Megan Thee Stallion and all of that. And like they have a whole hashtag free Tory movement going on over there. Because nobody believes her. Now, the reason I keep bringing that up is because if you're trying to get the black vote, you can't have the black person that no one gives a fuck about that thinks is cat. You can't do that. Let's go to Cardi B. Cardi B in a Twitter beef with Candace Owens. Candace Owens is saying that she wants to do a story about, Cardi B, did she get paid and all that? And Cardi B like, bitch, no, I ain't get paid. You want to debate politics? We can do it any day, whatever. In Cardi B language. And again, it goes back to, are you going to listen and get your political views, your political knowledge from Cardi B? No. Cardi B is a self-made rich woman. Now whether her richness or her status is valid, that's a whole nother conversation that we've had before. Put out more music, or put out some music, please. These people's been waiting like 7-8 years. Jesus Christ. Like, write, record, put out. Not fucking hard. So you got Cardi B. She's reading from her phone. Now, I don't mind that too much if you're not a natural orator, or especially if the politics world isn't your world. And everybody has written speeches. So why not Cardi B for having a written speech? So I'm not knocking her for that. I'm knocking Kamala Harris's choice of, we're going to put these black people, these black women out there so, we can get the black vote. You got to remember, for the most part, outside of my aunt, black women was going to vote for Kamala Harris. So having Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion out there wasn't going to do anything whatsoever as far as getting the black woman vote. The black dude vote was going to be a little bit more difficult, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of dumbass dudes who want to vote for Trump, you know what I'm saying? Which was idiotic as fuck. And, when you talk about Kamala Harris's record as a state prosecutor, attorney general, and all of that stuff, prosecuting, state cases for a lot of black and brown individuals to get locked up for marijuana. It's like, bitch, like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not no, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is against the law, like, just don't contribute to that shit. You know what I'm saying? But she was in the forefront of that as well. So a lot of black men was turned off about that. So a lot of people would say, and I disagree with this a little bit, because she did bring out Oprah and somebody else. I forget who the other person was. A lot of people will say, well, if you're trying to get the young vote, Oprah Winfrey and those older people, it's not going to do it. And that's true. Oprah was not going to move the needle with no 18 to 25. If you never watched the original Oprah Winfrey show that used to come on at like 4 o'clock, depends on where you lived at, you know what I'm saying? Right before or right after General Hospital and all of that shit. Yeah, I used to watch those back in the day. I ain't had cable. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had cable back in the day. I had to fucking turn that knob, you know what I'm saying? Doop, doop, doop. For us, ABC, where that shit was on, was channel 13. You know what I'm saying? WVEC, shout out to y'all, you know what I'm saying? 757. So if you didn't watch Oprah, if you didn't watch Oprah Winfrey with, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, everyone gets a car, you're not giving a fuck about Oprah Winfrey. If you ain't watch Oprah Winfrey in The Color Purple, you don't give a fuck about Oprah Winfrey if you young. If you older, it's kind of like that kind of helps you a little bit. But that wasn't even the big issue. That was just kind of like a waste of bread. Because I've seen this on CNN too. People said that Kamala Harris, like, she raised like $1 billion within like 100 some days. And that shit's all gone. And nobody got nothing from that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was reading articles that Nancy Pelosi had to pull up on Kamala Harris like, bitch, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Which, again, that prompted her to say, which was, my number 5 or my number 2 reason that Kamala Harris, didn't win the election, was we didn't have a primary. So that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, the vice president isn't elected. It's not like the lieutenant governor in a lot of states where the governor and the lieutenant governor have their own races. When it's president and vice president, they're all on one ticket. So being that Kamala Harris was vice president, she wasn't elected to that shit. Biden had to, get that African-American vote. So he picked up an African-American and he let that thing cook. I've always had a debate about, and I said this with Morgan Harper a couple of episodes ago, would it be better for Kamala Harris to have a woman VP or a black person VP, whether the black person was male or female? Preferably male, because, you got to give a little bit of testosterone or whatever. But she went with a white guy. So bit her in the ass. I think if she would have picked up a black dude like Cory Booker, senator from New Jersey. I know Wes Moore said he wasn't trying to do this shit because he just got elected governor of Maryland. Or, find, some black Democratic senator or House person or somebody, you know what I'm saying, to run with her. That might have helped with the black vote, because at least if you see a whole nigga or a whole black person, woman in general, that could have helped, you know what I'm saying, with the black vote. But black people, obviously the black women, they did their thing. And the black men, they voted. But the thing that always hurts with black men is that a lot of black men don't vote, period. So, and again, I was giving somebody a math example real quick because they didn't understand the percentages or whatever. And I had to explain to this person, like, just giving out round numbers. 5% of 500 is less than 10%, or hold on, my bad. I probably should pull up the notes real quick. This is just random. Let me rewind and let me restart that real quick. If you have 80% of black male voters voting for Kamala Harris, but that 80% of black male voters only represents 5% of the overall vote, that's the issue. That 5% of the overall vote needs to go up to like 10 or 15 at least, you know what I'm saying, for it to crack a dent. Because we're not the majority. You know what I'm saying? We're the minority. So 5% of a white person voting for something, that's way bigger numbers than, a couple percentage of black people. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how I should have said it. 5% is bigger. 5% of, let's say, like I said, 1,000 is a little bit, you know what I'm saying, less than 10% of 100, because there's more people. And that was one of the hits right there on Kamala Harris. Black males didn't vote in numbers, but that always happens. But that's why you need the white women. And that probably should have been one of my honorable mentions too. But I'm not going to blame the white women, because we all know why the white women didn't vote for Kamala Harris. They had their white husbands looking at them like, bitch, I wish you would. I wish you would vote for that black bitch. And again, a lot of people be mad when I do that. I'm quoting the white man. I'm not saying that. I'm quoting the white man, because the white man's probably thinking that shit. You better not vote for her. I will whoop your ass if you vote for her. And you know what I'm saying? White woman voted for Trump. You know what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much what happened. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the percentage of white women voters voted for Trump against their own biological gender interest. But here's number one. Number one, the top reason why Kamala Harris did not get voted as president of the United States, to be our 47th president, to be our first black, brown, whatever, to be our first woman president. This is the number one reason why. Where the fuck was you Southeast Asians or Southeast Indians? Kamala Harris said that her mom's a Southeast Asian or Southeast Indian. There's been plenty of articles. I know back in the day, she's the first Southeast Indian to be nominated or to be, something of California. Where the fuck was y'all at? Because y'all try to put it on black men like black men felt. Nah. Half of her is you motherfuckers too. So all of you you Indians, not the Native American Indians. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the ones from across the sea, the red dot ones. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about them, those Southeast Asians. Where the fuck was y'all at? Because she's half of y'all. So that means y'all could have had, y'all in your community, even though in our community, we'll be like, yeah, first black president, yeah. And y'all community, y'all could have been like, first Indian president, yeah. Where the fuck was y'all at? Now, they didn't really have too many numbers about how y'all voted, but I guarantee you this. Y'all was not outside voting. Or either y'all voted for Trump or y'all voted independent. Y'all didn't even vote for your own half kind. We as black people did because she identifies as black, even though we can say the culture isn't in her, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, she was raised in more of an Indian household, skins brown, whatever, you know what I'm saying? She had to go through the same nigga shit, but whatever. Where was y'all at? That's all I want to know. Where the fuck were y'all at during the whole proceedings? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you have your antennas up, Cletus? You know what I'm saying? Because black men is getting the smoke for, y'all didn't come out enough. Y'all didn't support. A lot of y'all voted for Trump. And again, that's valid too. But Kamala Harris is half Southeast Asian. So that means the 100% of Southeast Asians that are in the United States right now, y'all should have voted for her. And y'all didn't. For whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, y'all didn't. Because I guarantee you this. She would have made it if y'all would have voted. And I'm blaming y'all for that shit. Y'all want to point the finger towards black men like we was the problem? Nah. The percentage of black men that voted for the Democratic ticket was, I believe, 8%. That's normally the percentage of black male voters, or let me rephrase that. 8% of the overall vote was black men. That's normally on average, again, because a lot of black men don't vote, period. You know what I'm saying? But you Southeast Asians, where the fuck were y'all at? That's something that needs to be said, you know what I'm saying, on these airwaves and all of that shit. Where the fuck were y'all? Because if at the end of the day, we knew what the white man was going to do. White man's going for Trump. I don't give a fuck how many commercials you see of them country hillbillies talking about some. Last term, I voted for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump let me down. Inflation's high and everything. But this time, I'm a dead hard Republican, but I'm going to go ahead and vote for Kamala Harris. I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit's probably for the TV. That's probably where some of that $1 billion went. You know what I'm saying? Cut them that check. But some do. I mean, I ain't gonna shit on all. I ain't gonna shit on 100% of the white man. But a lot of the white man, you know where they vote went to. I explained to you where the white women vote to. Maybe the few white women who either are married to a black man or are single. Okay, they might have voted for Kamala Harris. Okay, y'all get a pass. But you white women that's in the house with the white man. Oh yeah, y'all talking about some white women for Harris. We want our reproductive rights. Yeah, you know what your husband did. Better not vote for that bitch. And they went on ahead and voted for Trump. Black women was going to do what they do, you know what I'm saying? The AKAs and all of that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the Divine Nine all across the board, they held that shit down for Kamala Harris. Like I said, the shortcomings probably would be some of the black men that didn't vote at all, some of the ones that voted for Trump, and all of you Southeast Asians, where the fuck were y'all? That's all I can say, guys. Like, that's really all that I can pretty much say about that. So those are the top 5 reasons that Kamala Harris did not get elected as president. Now, we got Trump in office now, guys. Donald Trump part 2. A lot of grimy shit has been going on. A lot of suspect people has been, nominated, or he's trying to present for them to be a part of his cabinet. And he has smoke for a lot of people who did him wrong. Now, the Trump presidency is going to flow differently because he's now coming into it where it's like, at first it was like, Mr. President, we can't do that. Or Mr. President, that's against the rules. Or Mr. President, that's not allowed. I mean, Trump's like, wait a minute, I'm the president and you motherfuckers still telling me no? Okay. And then obviously, you know, shit happens and he doesn't get reelected and he's back in office. And now the Trump Republicans who supported him was always intertwined in, you know, between 2020 and 2024. They just had to play possum. You know what I'm saying? They just had to play possum real quick. Like, we just got to just wait it out, you know, these Biden years. Trump said he's going to be back in action and we're going to go hard this time. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. And now he has smoke with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, you know, you feel like you've been slighted and you finally get power and the opportunity. And now you can be like, oh yeah, I'm putting cases out on all you bitches. Shoe programs, nigga. 24-hour lockdown. Like, Trump is about to be on that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be on that shit for sure. Now, can we survive it? We did it before. Is it going to be very, you know, awkward and kind of difficult with times, especially when, you remember what he did the first time when he got in office? He said the border is closed. All you Muslims from Muslim countries trying to get in here? Nah. Stay your ass in customs or stay your ass over there. You know what I'm saying? You Mexicans, you know what I mean, from across, trying to come through from Texas and California? Nah. Mass deportations. All you motherfuckers gotta go. I kind of wanted to put the Latinos in that scenario as well because a lot of Latinos voted for Trump. I remember I was watching something on CNN and they was interviewing a Latino who was he was an illegal. So he was like, I don't care if I get deported. I'll get deported and not come back. But I need my family to be okay. And that's why he voted for Trump. I'm kind of like, I get the notion of, yeah, I want to, you know, make sure that my family is good. And I don't think Kamala Harris is it. Okay. But at your own self-interest of Trump is going to deport your ass and you got to go back to wherever it is you came from and you got to try to reapply. Now, what they're saying is that if you leave on your own, you can come back, reapply, and you'll be good. But if we got to send them ICE boys to your crib and yoke you up out the house, you ain't coming back. And now you're breaking the law. Which is crazy because I think they said it's about like 2 million, maybe a couple more million of illegal undocumented immigrants that's in this country. And you got to think about that, right? The only people that can be undocumented that can easily cross the border is the Mexicans. Now, you're not really saying that shit to the Canadians. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even if you are saying it, if you're just saying in general, if you're an illegal immigrant, you got to go. We all know he's talking about our neighbors to the south. He ain't talking about our neighbors to the north for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about our neighbors to the fucking south. Racist type shit. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's just like if I'm black, which I am, which I don't know why I said if I'm black, but that's just like saying I'm black and a candidate was like, oh man, you niggas is out of control. We got to, you know, have law and order and protect our democracy. As a black person, I'm not going to be like, well, yeah, we knew that we need to protect ourselves against, we need law and order. We need to protect our democracy. But he's saying that I'm the reason, or people like me are the reason that it's fucked up. So the Latino people that voted for Trump, he's saying that you motherfuckers are the problem. And y'all still voted for him. Maybe that should have been in my top 5 as well. You know what I'm saying? But my point is that Trump is going to get everybody out the fucking door. You know what I'm saying? That's not supposed to be here. I just see it like, look, man, ain't no motherfucker originally from America except the Native Americans, the Indians, the Cherokee. I ain't going to disrespect to say tribal names because I don't know them off the top of my head. I know Pocahontas from my learnings in Virginia of Georgetown and all of that stuff. I mean, Jamestown, excuse me. But outside of that, the only motherfuckers that deserve to actually be here without any smoke is the Native Americans. You want to send me back to Africa? Cool. I didn't ask to be here anyway. You know what I'm saying? The white man that was like originally from Europe and all of that shit, you know what I'm saying, that drove the boat here. Okay, y'all can go back to fucking London and the British as well and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody has to go, we all gotta go. And leave all of this America to the Native Americans if you want to be real about it. But nobody wants to be that real about it. So we're all here. I have a United States birth certificate among a lot of people, a lot of our listeners. So we outside, we here, you know what I'm saying? We get this our shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, though, guys. It is what it is. So that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? We're not really a political show, but I know a lot of people in the culture that just wants to feel the energy, feel the vibes, and just, you know, if you got thoughts and opinions, though, about my top 5 or top 6, if I throw the Latinos in there or whatever, you know, if you support Trump, if you don't support Trump or whatever, I mean, on the YouTube, you know, please comment at the bottom. Definitely appreciate it. If you see these clips floating around on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Even you dirty ass TikTok, I hate you motherfuckers. I can't wait for the United States to ban TikTok, because TikTok's a piece of shit anyway. But anyway, if you're on TikTok and you're listening to this or whatever, or, you know, this comes across to you, just comment below. Let me know what you think about it, man. We definitely appreciate the love, man. Rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, resubscribe, unsubscribe, download again. Keep that process going over and over and over again, so that way the algorithm can think that we popping out here in these digital streets. And I'll holler at y'all when I holler at y'all, but y'all know where I be. Easy.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.